Hey, so this is the video. Oh, shit. Sorry. This is the video everybody's been waiting for. The second part of the comedy video. I'm going to talk very low. And this is going to be very freestyle because last time I wrote most of my jokes. I didn't write them down on paper, but I memorized most of my jokes in a schedule. Like this goes first, this goes second. I haven't done that with any of my jokes. I've only done that with two jokes that I already had in my head, and I just didn't get out yet. Um, so it was so funny. I went out to the corner store. I met up with two of my friends. I didn't know they were there. Um, One of them, who's I'm dedicating this video for. So, she's very cute, by the way. I really hope she's not watching this, but no, never mind. So I'm walking back from the corner store, and there's this guy. You know when you wear a cast when you break your arm's like this, and there's a strap right here. You know. This guy had a cast on his arm, like a normal cast. And usually when you have a cast, you like put your arm in the same position. He put his arm like this, like just in this way, and it was like this. It looked like he was waving at everybody because he was turning his head and he's like, yeah, I thought he was waving at everybody at first. Like, it looked like he was kind of saluting. I couldn't get his arm back there. It was so funny. And I go up to the guy and I recognize him. I didn't know he was in the cast at first. So I recognized the guy because the cast matches his shirt. And his shirt's down here, like it's down here where his cast is. So I recognize the guy. I actually know him. He's like he goes to some like crappy high school, I think Sheepshead or something. And he's in 11th grade and I used to know him because he was in the PS2 209, I think. So I try to slap his hand. I'm like, oh my god. He's like, yeah, blah. Just like start hurting his hand, and he put his hand down. I'm like, wait, so what the fuck is putting up with this? Like, why? If you can easily put your hand down, what's the point of doing this? My god, like it was really strange, and I didn't know he was in it, and now I knew he was in the cast, and I felt so bad, and like he was with a little girl, and the little girl screaming like on the top of her lungs, and I'm like, what? First of all, they're Spanish, so what are they doing in a Jewish neighborhood? Should say the same thing about me, but whatever. Second of all, wait, we're not in a Jewish neighborhood, we're in a Russian neighborhood. What am I thinking? Told you this freestyle. I'm not even planning this. Second of all, the little girl's like screaming, like ah! And I'm like, what? She looked like she had saw a monster or some shit like that. It was so scary. It was so weird. And then I run back to my apartment. I run back to the building, and he's like, "Yeah, you better run." So yeah, I got foreign people yelling at me because I thought I knew them. I ended up not being him. Don't you hate that? Like he said, run instead of run. Like I hate people that put so much emphasis on the R when they say things. Like it's so funny though. Like I can read anything with an R and like translate it to them. And mostly Spaniards do that. I don't think Puerto Ricans do that too, and Mexicans do that too. But mainly native Spaniards. Like like I was with my dad and we were in a Portuguese restaurant and I was with we weren't in there, we passed by it. I was with my friend, my longtime friend Ariel. He's coming back to the US. He left. Anyway, we passed by and and Ariel goes, what who owns that restaurant? And one of the guys said Portuguese, and I'm like, oh my god. And just to fuck with the guy, I'm like, where are they from? And they like, he starts like, keep on doing it, like holding the, it reminds me of the guy in soccer that can't stop like saying goal, like once he starts saying it, it's like, Andres Cantor, I think that's his name. Or should I say Andres Cantor? I thought it was just freestyle. I hate, like, because it takes a long time. I hate it almost as much as I hate writing music. Because, I mean, I hate and love writing music. It's a very weird emotion. I call it Hov. Um, I hate and love writing things because when you write music, it takes so long. It's such a process where you have to make sure the words are great and stuff. That's what sucks about playing with words. Like, when you play with words, you have to make sure it's great, and you have to make sure it's, like, just sexy. I have to make sure it's just perfect, picture perfect. And most of the time, it's not. And when I wrote comedy, I was supposed to post this video a long time ago, and I had two really, really, really bad jokes. Like, terrible. Like, they sucked so badly, and they were, like, some of my worst material. And I still have it, so I'm going to look back on the material and use them in the third video. But it was so bad. It was so bad, and I'm like, I should just not write. I shouldn't just like be freestyle. But I can't do that same thing with rap because it's like much more difficult. You know what I don't get? Rappers are criminals. Rappers are terrible people. They talk about things that nobody knows. They say things like I have a 9-year-old cousin, and he was listening to a 50 Cent album, and my whole family's are really big fans of 50 Cent. I don't know why. He's like a really big scumbag too. Like 50 Cent and Kanye West are like the two biggest scumbags in the world, but whatever. So we're big fans of him, and Niall listens. My cousin Niall listens to him, and he's like, and he texts me. But by the way, I hate using people's real names because all the names I'm saying are real because they didn't do anything. I love how in comedy like, you make up a bunch of lies. Like nothing. Most of the times, nothing you say is true. Like the casting, like the and the thing is completely true. Most of the stuff is not true. So, no. But that's I was talking to my cousin, and he just starts using words that I've never heard him say before, and I've never heard even 50 Cent say before. It's so weird. One day he's like, I love you, my cousin, and he's like, you're the best cousin ever. Like he says it in like baby voice, and then he's like, hey, what's up, cunt? I'm like, what? I start cracking up. It's so funny. I love when little kids like curse. Like I have a lot of little kid friends. I have a lot of 10-year-old and 11-year-old friends. For some reason, I don't know why. I'm not a pedophile or anything, but I have a lot of 11 and 12-year-old friends. Although I'm 14, I have a lot of them as friends because they're really cool people. They're much cooler people than we are. Like I remember today, it was an 8th grade class, my whole class. And we were right next to a 2nd grade. The 2nd grade class was so much better behaved than us. They were like all quiet. And we were like, ah! We were like screaming at each other. Like I hit my friend in the back of the head. Like my friend Jeffrey was there, and I'm like, boom! Like I just do it for random. Like I don't know why I do that. I remember it was a 6th grade class. 6th grade class with us, and when we entered gym. And I was so hyper that time. I'm always hyper, by the way. I'm always hyper. Like, fuck that shit. I'm always hyper. It's like I'm on super drugs or like we jacked on sugar or some shit like that. But I was so hyper. And I was just calling random people faggot. And I was just calling random people like random names. Also, I hate when gay people take offense to that because this modern day generation, it doesn't mean that. Like, if I call someone a faggot, it doesn't mean he's gay. It just doesn't mean that anymore. Like, I think gay people should understand that. There's some people that use faggot in the term, and that kind of pisses me off. Like I get a little anal about it. I don't know why people say that. Like when they get really pissed off. See how like I'm going freestyle. I have no reason to plan. I hate when people say like when they're over obsessed about something, they say I'm really anal about it. Like why don't say anal? Like it's a really weird word to say. You know? Yeah, I'm really anal about it. I take it up the ass. Like what? What? Alright, but, yeah, it doesn't mean that anymore. And also, like, the word nigger, like, nigger doesn't mean black, it's not, in old terms, yes, it is, like, a way to offend black people, but I don't use that. I mean, like, for other words, nigger does not sound at all like African American, or nigger does not sound at all like black. But, like, for other names, like Spick or Polak sounds like Polish, and Spick sounds like Spanish person, so, you know, it works. Like I think nigger should be automatically changed, and faggot should be automatically changed. Like faggot should just be like a faggy guy, and nigger should be just like a homie or something like that. This is what I call my friends. I'm like, yeah, that nigga, and it's like, and people get mad at me for that. Like I don't get into any fights because they know I'm joking. They know I don't really mean any of that. Like you know. But they just get mad about it. They get pissed about it. My best friend is black. My best friend is black. My best friend is a girl, and she's black. And she doesn't take offense to anything I say, and I love it because she's just normal. Like she's a normal human being, and that's hard to come by. Also, I'm gonna have to pause this video because it's getting too long. I'm gonna make part 2. So continuation on black people and why it's not offensive anymore. All right, see ya. I'll be right there.